Welcome to my first ever video. I'm Don.
This nigga is trash.
In today's video, I'll break down how I create these realistic mockups inside of Procreate. For this video, I'll be using all my brushes and all my assets. You can find them on my website and a link in the description. I have over 300 brushes on there, from rips, stitching, textures,
Sensational.
literally everything. These brushes will literally save your life when it comes to designing these like realistic mockups inside of Procreate. But with all that hooky McNookie being said, let's hop into the video. So first we're going to start by creating a new canvas. I usually just use screen size. Then I'm going to just insert a photo of a mockup that I want to trace. I'm going to use one of my recent mockups that I created. Just look how fire this shit is, bro. I started off just trying to find the right positioning for this mockup because it felt kind of weird because I always draw in a vertical, but for this video I was doing the horizontal. Now I'm just turning on my drawing assist to create mirrored lines from my mockup. Don't forget to hit symmetry and make sure that line's in the middle. Then just hit done after you're finished. After that, I'm going to turn my opacity down so I can see the lines whenever I'm tracing. Then I'm just going to select my custom tracing brush and make sure that your stabilization is turned up all the way so you get those nice smooth lines. And make sure whenever you're tracing not to trace every little detail, because later we're going to like add in all the details like the wrinkling, texturing to make it look very realistic. So just make it very simple for now. So once you finish, we're going to duplicate the layer a couple times just in case you want to come back and redo something. Now we're just going to select the main color of the mockup. I'm going to use like a grayish kind of color. But before I do that, I'm going to add these lines here so I can come back and add texturing later. Now I'm just going to select this grayish color and drag it over to my mockup. Then make sure to hit continue filling at the top of your screen just so you could tap your screen and add the color. Just makes everything a little bit more simpler. Then I just added a darker color gray to add some contrast in there. In one of my duplicate layers, I colored my sleeves in gray. Then I created a new layer on top of it and then set a clipping mask. After that, I used my custom brush to add my logo to only the sleeves. Then I turned down the opacity to make it blend in more. Once I've done that, I just merged my layers down. Then I just set it as a clipping mask just in case I want to come back and redo it. After that, I'm going to create a new layer. Then I'm going to just set that one as a clipping mask too. Now we're going to start adding some texture to our mockup. I'm going to go to my file, then go to my Don Design textures. I use between 2 and 3 textures per mockup.
What do you mean by that?
This is a preference thing. Whatever you think might look best for your mockup. I always use texture 9 and 11. Those are my best looking ones, I think. But once you've selected the texture you want to use, you're going to make sure it fits into your whole mockup. Then just play with the blend mode. Most of the time, you're just going to be picking soft light or hard light. Those are the best looking ones. Then add a bit of Gaussian blur to your texture to soften it just a little bit. After that, we're going to start shading. Just trace your whole mockup with a black, puffy kind of brush. Make sure that drawing assist is on the layer, so you only have to draw one side again. Then once you get done, it should look something like this. Then just add a little bit of Gaussian blur to make it blend in more into the mockup. Also, make sure clipping mask is on so everything is trapped inside of your mockup. Now let's make it even more realistic using my brush texture. These are one of the most important things when it comes to making your mockup realistic, bro. These work like magic. With these textures, I just use multiple of them, whatever looks good. Right now, I'm just using a cotton brush on my hood to give it that realistic look. Now I'm gonna add some denim wash fades to it to give it a realistic denim look. Now I'm just using my realistic stitching pad and I'm outlining the corners of like certain places where like actual stitching would be at. Keep in mind, the less stitching the better. Alright, after you get finished with your stitching, you just want to duplicate that layer. Then after that, you want to go to your bottom layer, go to your hue saturation, and then turn your brightness down to black. Then just move that layer a little bit down and make your stitching look a bit more 3D kinda. Then just go back to that first layer and turn the opacity down a little bit. Now it should look pretty realistic. After that, I'm just going to add some buttons to the hood flap. I think I'm going to use button 58 for this one. Just apply your button and then resize it. After you've applied the first one, just duplicate it and put it on every single side of the little flap. Then once you get done with that, you just want to duplicate the layer again. Then just go into your hue and saturation again, then set it to black. Now just move it down a little bit more like you did with the stitching. Then turn the opacity down just a little bit to give it that realistic look. Now I'm just going to add some rips to the mockup to like finish that grungy kind of look. The rips are all up to you and where you want them to be at, so just do you for real. I'm just going to put them everywhere. Then after I got done with the rips, I just erased the parts where I didn't want the rips to be at. After that, I merged all my rip layers together. Then just duplicate the layer, turn the bottom one black, adjust it a little bit, then turn down the opacity. That's literally it for creating these types of mockups. If you learned anything new today, please make sure to like and subscribe because it really helps your boy. And with all that being said, I'm out. Peace.
Pussy fucking on chat boy. I think it's static, fuck to get bad boy. My pockets felt like an ashtray. I fucked this sticky, I seen it, but last boy. Robbing these things, got love for it. It's hard to give it up and have to run for it. This time, come do something. Yo, go smack on it, playing my new song. Niggas too fly like King Kong. It's time to fuck the whole girl, put your jeans on. See if I hit it, cut up. I try to get you out, snapping some brother like, let's go hand in these tunnels. You tryna dive it, say time to ramble. Stay on lane, bitch, torch how to lane.